Hello YouTube, it's been a while since I made a dedicated video, and there's actually a good reason as to why that is. I recently got a new PC setup, and with it I had to set up OBS again in order to stream and record. And while that was going on, the playtest for Sonic Crossroads was also out. I was playing with my head mod Zealot Para and another friend, Twee, whose channels I'll have linked below. You'll likely see me do a lot of collab games with these two, and it's because of that is why I wanted to talk to you guys today. This is going to be another ranty, unscripted video, but it's also a bit of an update about where my headspace has been regarding content creation. Now, first and foremost, I'm an artist. I love making art. I love making art videos. I love analyzing different art styles. To have a channel where I'm able to do that is something that I never thought would be possible for someone like me. And I definitely don't take that for granted. I'm thankful for all the support that I get despite my infrequent uploads. That being said, once I got my new setup, I knew that I wanted to pivot more towards a variety with my content. I'm still going to make art videos and art analysis videos and talk about art trauma if I think it definitely pertains to artists, or the platforms that artists use to post their work, because obviously that's quite important in an age of censorship online. And I guess it's something that I realized that I wanted to branch out on with my channel. As far as YouTube goes, I always thought that it was the platform where if you don't do a certain thing, that your channel won't grow. Or you pretty much have to confine yourself to a specific box or niche in order to see sustained growth. And fortunately for someone like me who has many hobbies and interests, that is something that's a little bit difficult. It's hard for me to be able to focus on one thing for a long extended period of time. That's just how my brain works. I don't know why it works that way, but yeah. I knew if I was going to make content creations more long term, I had to get a little bit creative about how I went about doing this. Because on Twitch, you aren't really penalized if you try to hop around in different categories, but YouTube is a little bit different than that. I know first and foremost, like I said, most of my videos are still going to be centered around art, but I also did want to pivot more into gaming with my new setup, and I'm able to do a lot more stuff. At first I considered making another channel just for gaming content, but considering how infrequent my uploads are, and since I do most of my editing myself, as well as have a job, it was going to be hard for me to be able to sustain that. So instead of committing to a second channel, I'm going to start by slowly rebranding my current channel into focusing more on VTubing. Again, I will still do art, but I'm also going to do more variety stuff, and stuff that I just find interesting that I want to talk about. Now, I understand that this might actually kill my channel, and I never really did anything like this before, but I figure now is the time to do it since I'm still relatively small. Since I'm going to be playing a lot of games, I will likely make art analysis videos based on the games that I'm playing. Because this month alone, we had both Crossworld and Silksong come out within weeks of each other. And both games have art that I really do want to talk about in the near future. I branded my own Discord as the Arcade, combining both arts and games, and now I feel like it's time for me to lean into both. Because I think video games can tell a lot of interesting stories and implications in our real life that we might have missed at first glance. In order to understand art history, at least in a contemporary sense, we have to look at video games, because they are a prominent feature in modern society these days. As much as I love art museums, they aren't the only way to understand art history. And it's pretty reductionist to think of art as some static thing, as it constantly changes as our conditions change. And I sort of feel the same way when it comes to my own channel. I don't want it to be some static place where it's just more of the same all the time. I want this to be a place where I can try different things and new techniques and learn different skills. Sure, it might not be the smartest idea to be doing this for my channel, but I won't know unless I try it, and I'm really excited for the things that I have planned for the near future. So I guess first things first, if you've seen this video, I likely already changed my username on some platforms. For Twitch, I changed my name from Ayasuna19 to AyasunaVT. I also changed it to AyasunaVT on TikTok, which I'll have my socials linked down below. I'm unsure if I want to change my name on YouTube. I think I don't mind keeping it the same here. but I may or may not change it in the future, so I guess this is my way of telling you that that's a possibility. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that my lack of art content. September has had a lot of game releases coming out. First it was Silksong, then it's Crossworlds, which is coming out next week at the time of me recording this. And I've been doing a ton of collab streams with my friends, which again I'll have tagged down below. It'll likely continue as, like I said, Crossworlds is coming out, so a lot of my future streams are going to be that. But for the art frogs, I do intend to do Inktober, or at least 15 days of Inktober, so I'll likely have future announcements about that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all 31 days, or just 15, but we'll figure it out as long as we go. I already started planning that in advance. Also, once the weather cools in my area and it's still not 100 degrees outside, I'll likely do more content of art outdoors. Because yes, even as a VTuber, it is still nice to go outside and touch grass. Though those streams will likely be on Twitch at first, but if there's something interesting, I might upload a highlight video for YouTube. I'm also learning how to get a little bit better with my editing. I feel like so far my editing has been a bit lackluster, but I'm trying to build a bit of a backlog so that when I do have dry patches of content that there's still something to watch. And since I want to be a little bit more focused on streaming, I think I'm gonna come up with a quote-unquote punishment wheel for myself. In the sense that if someone spends like 500 bits or so, you get to spin the wheel and maybe I have to draw something or have to play or do something. I don't know, I want to keep content fresh. I don't really want to fall in the rut of doing the same thing all the time. So I think having a little bit of variety is something that will also help my content. And if anyone has suggestions on what should be on this art punishment wheel, then let me know down in the comments. I don't do anything like shock colors or eating something super spicy, even though I love spicy food. I'm thinking more like having to draw something in a certain amount of time or having to draw something with my left hand. But if you guys have other ideas, of course, let me know. I also want to do that interactive canvas thing, I think it's called Magma, where I can have my viewers draw with me on a particular canvas. I'm not sure what day I want to do this on. I'm likely thinking maybe Tuesday or maybe Saturday. I'm not sure yet, so stay tuned for announcements on that. But that likely won't happen until after I'm done with Inktober. These past few weeks I've had a lot of fun getting back into streaming, so I do want to take it to the next level. I think I am able to be more consistent than I have been in the past. So I will also be coming up with a stream schedule to talk about the different things that I want to do. So again, stay tuned for that. I'll likely have that posted on Blue Sky as well as Discord. But yeah, I think this is the time for me to be able to lock in with my content and grow. I didn't always have the right, I guess, equipment to do so, but now that I do want to take it to the next level. And I want to grow and have fun with you guys and talk about the things that I'm interested in. And it won't just be for streams, I might do more collaborative stuff for YouTube videos as well. I did say that I wanted to do more collaborative content this year, and I think I've actually done that quite a bit, and I want to do more since it's so fun. But that also leads me to, I guess, a bit of a setback that I've had with my content as well, because for a while I was working on a webtoon series, The Bookkeeper's Daughter, but I think I'm gonna put that on a bit of a back burner for the time being. That said, I think that if I do make that more of a thing, I'll likely make a second channel just for that. Or at least just the process of making that story, because there's a lot of moving elements. I'm still writing it, but I think I do need to spend more time at the drawing board before I reveal anything more about the story. Apart from that, I also just want to focus on art and gaming, and I think this change is finally giving me the permission in order to do so. Because for a while I felt kind of guilty by gaming on stream because I knew I should have been working on my art instead, but I have the space to be able to do both, so I want to take advantage of that. But that's more or less where my headspace has been these past few weeks. But I did want to talk to you guys about the changes that I'm making for this channel so that you aren't bamboozled by my change in content. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this particular video. I'll likely make more videos like this in the future about any other given changes that I want to make. But too long didn't read. I am changing the name of my other social medias as well as the type of content that I do. For a while, I was just focusing on art, but I think I want my channel to be a mix of art and gaming. And if you're into that type of stuff, then don't hesitate to like this video as well as subscribe, as well as check out all my other socials. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future, and I feel like I'm finally in the space where I want to be regarding content. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.